From Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak, Alaska. Welcome, folks. It is game number 30. And tonight, the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks go for the season sweep of the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks. A very pleasant Thursday evening to you all, and welcome to Chinooks Baseball. I am Andrew Alex. The man right next to me is Garrett Mansfield. We'll hear from Garrett in just a minute. The Chinooks are trying to right the ship tonight after dropping their last 4 ball games, and the man they send to the mound to do so is Mr. Braxton Wilkes, who comes into the game with a 1.02 ERA on the year, and he will be facing Nick Jansen from Kalamazoo College. He's the one going for the Goldpanners, and he comes in with a 6.10 ERA on the season. But without further ado, let's get right into the starting lineups because we're about ready to get going here. For the Chinooks, in the field catching will be Tyler Boxwell at third, Will Bass at short, Hunter Hanks at second, Matt Ferrudo at first base, Holt Davis. And then from left to right for the Fish, Cam Baronic in left, Dave Morton in center. And in right will be Caleb Potter. Now the batting order for the Goldpanners, leading off is Rene Martinez, batting second, Evan Casalado. Batting third, Andrew Carrillo. Batting fourth, Austin Bush. J.D. Hearn batting fifth, Scooter Bynum. Batting sixth, batting seventh will be Malik Jones. Batting eighth, Riley Roberts. And batting ninth, Anthony Seminaris. So we are just about to get going here tonight, but the Alaska Goldpanners, the two-time defending champions, making the visit to the park tonight. And Rene Martinez stepping in the box. And we're about ready to get underway here. The umpire says play ball. And the first pitch of tonight's ball game, a swinging strike. Rene Martinez from El Camino, Compton, comes in sporting a .279 batting average on the year. He has 12 RBIs. And that one, fastball on the inside, and that's popped over the Goldpanner dugout. So the count, 0-2. Braxton Wilkes, the lowest ERA on the Chinooks team this season. He got the sign he wanted from Boxwell, the 0-2 pitch, and that's grounded foul down the third base line, so staying alive in this at-bat is Rene Martinez. Wilkes, 20 strikeouts on the year over 34 innings. Pitched the 0-2 again, and Martinez just getting a piece of that one off the end of the bat, so staying alive in this at-bat yet again. The count still 0-2. Wilkes sets, delivers, and that one's drilled into right center field. Chasing is David Morton, and he's going to get called off by Caleb Potter. They collide a little bit, but Potter makes the grab out there. So a little bit of confusion between the two roommates, Caleb Potter and Dave Morton.
I think they'd have that down by now, but usually they're probably calling for the cereal or the milk. But the ball hit off the right-handed bat of Martinez, tailing towards right field, so an opting move for Potter to go ahead and get that.
So with one down here, Evan Casalado to the plate. He comes from UC Irvine. The school where Cam Baronic started his college career.
The Anteaters of UC Irvine.
So that one's in
One
there
of my
for
favorites.
A called strike. And that one's grounded into the gap past Matt Ferrudo, going into right field to Caleb Potter. So the first hit of the game comes from the Anteater, Evan Casalado. And now the Goldpanners with a man on first and nobody out, and that's going to bring up Andrew Carrillo. Carrillo from Cal State Chica, batting a Goldpanner team high 348. Has 3 RBIs on the season. First pitch from Wilkes. Fastball finds the inside corner of the zone for a called strike.
Braxton, you have to throw a ball outside of the zone tonight through his first 3 hitters.
0-1 the count. Taking his lead at first is Evan Casalado. The 0-1. And curse the commentator there from Garrett.
Gotta love it. Now this is a team for the Goldpanners, only 20 stolen bases on the year. Hard to believe that. Lowest in the Alaska Baseball League. Castellato, a guy, looks like he's got some speed.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out the pitch, and that's fouled back over the Goldpanner dugout. The count moves to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Taking his lead at first is Evan Castellato, and here's the 1-2 pitch from the lefty Wilkes, and that's gotten a piece of again, so Andrew Carrillo staying alive.
It's the guy that began his college career at Azusa Pacific, and knowing Michael Fairchild, heading over to Chico for his junior year.
Wilkes checks the leading Castellato back over at first. Braxton Wilkes, his last appearance on July 11th, faced the Matsu Miners. Over 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, allowed just 4 hits that day.
And one of those tough luck losses yet again that he dealt out. Quite a few of them for Chinooks pitchers, starting pitchers even.
1-2. And that one's low and inside, evens the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And what we don't want, Garrett, is an extended inning here. That was a problem that led to Connor Menez only being able to last 3 innings.
Yeah.
In yesterday's loss against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Here's the 2-2. Runner goes, and that one right into the glove of Holt Davis, who's going to take it back for the force. So 3 unassisted double play. And we are in the middle of the first inning. And the Goldpanners scoreless in the top of the first. And now let's look at the lineup for the Chinooks here. Leading things off and playing center field, Dave Morton. Batting second and playing second will be Matt Ferrudo. In left and batting third, Cam Baronic. Catching and batting fourth will be Tyler Boxwell. The first baseman batting fifth is Holt Davis. Playing right field and batting sixth, Caleb Potter. Playing third base and batting seventh, Will Bass. The shortstop batting eighth is Hunter Hanks. And in the 9-hole, and the designated hitter this evening will be Jacob Brost. The pitcher for the Goldpanners tonight is Nick Jansen. Nick Jansen from Kalamazoo College, a childhood friend of the Chinooks, Lucas Hamelink. And he has faced the Chinooks this season. No earned runs over 1 2/3 innings, but let 2 in for what that's worth. Would have to look back to the specific situation as to what that meant. But with the Chinooks, some adjustments tonight. Will Bass over at third base, giving Patrick Cromwell a much-needed day off over at third, and Matt Ferrudo playing second rather than DHing, which is his usual position, and Caleb Potter in right. Cam Baronic still in left with Dave Morton manning center. So we look like we're about to get the bottom of the first inning underway here. Now the Goldpanners come into this game with a record of 6 wins and 18 losses. That's a .260 winning percentage. The Chinooks come into this one at 13-16. So now leading things off is Dave Morton. Dave comes into the game batting .265 on the year. Morton from Cincinnati, Ohio. The Xavier Musketeer. First pitch to Morton. And he takes that one fastball on the inside part of the plate, a called strike. The 0-1 from Jansen comes here. And that one just missing on the outside. Fastball again, evens the count up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jansen takes his sign from the catcher, Rene Martinez, sets, delivers, and swing and a miss there from Morton. Got him caught up way inside. The count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Morton with 6 RBIs on the year, and he grounds that one to first, and the first baseman takes it himself, tries to make the quick toss to the pitcher, Jansen, but Morton speeds it out, beating out the throw, and grabs himself an infield hit there. So the Chinooks with the leadoff hit from the leadoff man, David Morton, another hit for him. And you look at Jordan Vieira over at third, and he's just cracking up. Because when that ball came off the bat of Morton, he looked dead in the water, but just the play didn't develop very quickly.
It's just one of those things where you see the double play in the top of the first to end that half of the inning, and then the infield single. I think Jordan Moore laughing over, okay, stuff's finally going our way all of a sudden.
Matt Ferrudo to the plate, and Ferrudo lines the first pitch into the glove of the third baseman, who goes to second to get Morton on the force, but Matt Ferrudo beats him out at first, so Matt Ferrudo on with the fielder's choice. And now it's going to bring up Cam Baranek. Cam Baranek had his hitting streak snapped yesterday, but comes into the game batting .269. He has scored 17 runs, has 10 RBIs. Also 3 stolen bases on the year. Baranek takes upstairs on the first pitch from Jansen. Runner at first with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning, still scoreless in Chugiak. Baranek has reached base in every single Alaska Baseball League game he's played in. Here comes 1-0 from Jansen, and that's low and away, ball 2.
Pretty soon he's going to have Billy Bean on his speed dial.
Absolutely.
Playing beanball up here.
Get on any way you can. 2-0 the count here to Baranek. The pitch. And Baranek takes upstairs, ball 3.
Might be able to extend that again here early on in this first at bat.
And Baranek very aware of the streak. And after every game, he comes up to me and says, I kept the streak alive. 3-0. And that's taken low, ball 4. And I guess we're going to have that conversation again today, Garrett. Cam Baranek's on with the walk. So first and second and 1 out here. For Foxy Boxy, Tyler Boxwell, the catcher from Stephen F. Austin State University in Nacogdoches, Texas. Comes into the game batting .231, 7 RBIs. So Boxwell in the box, pun intended. First pitch to him. And that's taken low and away, ball 1. The 5th consecutive ball. Thrown there by Nick Jansen. 1-0 coming here. And another ball in the dirt, blocked there by the catcher, Rene Martinez. So 2-0 the count on Tyler Boxwell. Now Nick Jansen, Kalamazoo College. Kalamazoo, Michigan. That's the home of Derek Jeter. So a little bit of a...
childhood home.
Childhood home, true. I don't think he went back. 2-0. And that misses low and inside, ball 3.
Been to K-Zoo a few times.
Really?
Oh,
is that where Western Michigan is?
Western Michigan. Team that very easily could compete for a MAC title this year. Maybe knock Northern Illinois off in the MAC West.
And Boxwell takes low and away, ball 4, and that loads the bases for the Chinooks here in the top of the first. A hit from David Morton, and then a fielder's choice. Ground out from Matt Ferrudo, and 2 consecutive walks have loaded the bases for the Fish.
Let's not forget, back on the Kalamazoo story, the famous Kalamazoo Wings. World famous minor league hockey team up there.
Oh, true, true. And Kalamazoo, Michigan, that's the home of Lucas Handling. Or at least the greater Kalamazoo area. I don't know if he lives within the city limits. Maybe
Augusta,
he does.
just outside.
First pitch. And the 9th consecutive ball thrown by Nick Jansen. The Kalamazoo Animation Festival International. It's a big thing that happens there.
I doubt it's very big.
1-0. And another ball thrown. And let's see if there's anyone going in the Goldpanners bullpen.
From the Great Lakes, and I've never heard of that.
2-0. The count. Jansen can't find the strike zone. Until now. Sails a fastball right down the pipe, and Davis was taking all the way there. Why wouldn't you? The guy has thrown 10 consecutive balls outside the zone. So the count goes 2-1. One out here in the bottom of the first inning, a scoreless game. The pitch. And that one misses low. Moves the count to 3-1, a hitter's count for Holt Davis, but he probably won't swing. And here it comes from Jansen. 3-1 pitch. And that one finds just the outside part of the zone. So the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The base is loaded here in the bottom of the first for the Fish. Nick Jansen sets, delivers the pitch, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3 from Holt Davis. So now 2 down. And the batter's going to be Caleb Potter. Caleb Potter comes into the game, 167 batting average, 3 RBIs, 2 doubles. And what a time this would be for Caleb Potter to hit his first home run of the season. First pitch to Potter, and he rips that one right into the glove of the first baseman, Riley Roberts. And the Fish load the bases in the bottom of the first, but cannot cash in. So no runs on 1 hit, 3 men left aboard for the Chinooks, and we have played 1 inning. And the score, still scoreless. We'll be right back. You are listening to Chinooks Radio. So now Austin Bush to the plate for the Goldpanners to start off the top of the second inning. Here at Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak, still a scoreless ball game between the Goldpanners and the Chinooks. First pitch from Braxton Wilkes. Breaking ball, swing and a miss there from Bush. The count 0-1. The Chinooks loaded the bases in the bottom of the first, but failed to score. 0-1 coming there, and that's grounded softly to the second baseman, Matt Ferrudo, who picks it up and tosses it over to Holt Davis in time for the first out of the inning. So 1 down, and the batter is going to be J.D. Hearn. Hearn comes into this ball game batting .241 on the year. Hearn from a college that was not listed on the Goldpanners website. The Goldpanners trying to keep the suspense on for where their player comes from. Jokes. So Wilkes throws low there. The count 1-0 with 1 down here in the top of the second inning. And fastball on the outside, fouled off by J.D. Hearn. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the second. Wilkes headed to Abilene Christian next year, the alma mater of his parents. And the 1-1 fastball finds the zone, puts Wilkes ahead in this count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two coming from Wilkes here. And that one, with some movement, goes on the inside. 2-2 the count. The Goldpanners trying to pick up their first win of the season against the Chinooks, and J.D. Hearn lines the 2-2 pitch right into the glove of the first baseman, Holt Davis, for the second out of this inning. So 2 up, 2 down here for Braxton Wilkes in the top of the second inning, and that's going to bring up Scooter Bynum, the Fairbanks native. Member of the 2014 Alaska Goldpanners squad that won the Alaska Baseball League. First pitch finds the zone, a called strike. And Bynum probably going to be a lot more proud to say that he played for the 2014 Goldpanners than he is to have played with the last place 2015 Goldpanners. 0-1 coming here. And that one's upstairs and inside. Evens the count up, 1 ball, 1 strike. But Bynum on the year, 270, 5 RBIs. He's scored 9 times. 1-1 coming here. And that's lined right into the glove of Matt Peruto at second base for the third out of the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for Braxton Wilkes here in the top of the second. And we have played 1.5, still scoreless here from Lee Jordan Field. The Goldpanners with no runs on no hits, nobody left aboard. And we're just going to do a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard, which is not anything right now because it doesn't look like the Oilers and the Glacier Pilots have started playing. But then again, the Glacier Pilots don't have anyone who reports their games. So maybe they just didn't find anybody. But so Oilers and Glacier Pilots are the only other game in the league tonight. A lot
of rain down there right now, too.
Oh, really?
Could be. We'll have to check up on that.
And
investigating.
And weather could be a big factor here tonight. The forecast does look grim, but a chance that we can get this one in at least 5 innings maybe. But we will, just play it by ear, I guess. For now, we're playing baseball here. And scores from yesterday, of course, the Glacier Pilots topped the Chinooks 5-4 in a heartbreaker for the Fish. And the Bucks and these Alaska Goldpanners paid a doubleheader, and the Bucks took both the games, 4-1 in the first, 8-5 in the second. And, of course, the least exciting game in the Alaska Baseball League last night was played at Herman Brothers Field in beautiful Palmer, Alaska. The Matsu Miners defeating the Peninsula Oilers 17-1.
And the Bucks were actually up there for 7 games against the Goldpanners and won 6 of them. That's a pretty tough way to wear it for the home team in the Goldpanners. But now the Bucks have shot all the way to the top of the standings in the American Division. That's what
taking 6 out of 7 against your conference rival will do to you, especially with the Oilers, struggling.
And the Bucks and the Oilers literally exchanging punches throughout this season.
So now, bottom of the second inning, Will Bass to the plate. Bass takes upstairs and inside, ball 1. Bass on the year, 172, 7 RBIs, 4 doubles. And here comes the 1-0 from Nick Jansen. And Bass fouls that one back over the screen, evening the count up, 1 ball, 1 strike. The Kalamazoo Hornet delivers the 1-1, and Bass pops that one up, foul ground, and it's going to sail out of play. As the third baseman, J.D. Hearn, looked like he was about to make a run for it, but saw it to be hopeless. So 1 ball, 2 strike the count. The pitch, and that's low and away. In the dirt, scooped up there by Rene Martinez, evening the count up 2-2. The 2-2 pitch here. And that's upstairs, ball 3. So the count goes full. Nick Jansen versus Will Bass. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. He delivers, and Bass staying alive in this at-bat, fouling that one off.
And depending how this at-bat finishes for Will, he'll be the first Chinook to record 100 at-bats this summer, sitting at 99.
Very true.
If he walks, he'll still be at 99.
3-2 pitch. And Bass pops that one up. Looks like it's going to hook foul, but chasing back on the first baseman and the right fielder. And Will Bass's 100th at-bat is a fly out to right field. Scooter Bynum under it to make the grab. So with one out here, Hunter Hanks to the plate. Hanks on the season, a 156 batting average, 5 RBIs. As the everyday shortstop for the Fish, for the most part, of course. Hanks from Lipscomb University in Nashville, Tennessee. And he takes first pitch in the zone, a called strike one. Fastball kind of painted the outside corner there. So 0-1 the count. Jansen starting to get into seemingly a little bit of a groove, at least a groove where he can throw a strike. But he misses on the outside corner there. Evens the count up, 1 ball, 1 strike. One and one. And that one bounces short of the plate. Ball 2. Kalamazoo baseball this season, 20-22. Ended their season on an 8-game losing streak. 2-1 pitch. And Hanks grounds that one foul down the third baseline. And Hanks grounds that one into the gap past Malik Jones over at short. So a base hit for Hunter Hanks. And the Chinooks have a man aboard with 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And that's going to bring up Jacob Brobst. And what a game that Jacob Brobst had last night. A catalyst. On base all 4 times he stepped up to the plate, scoring 2 of the runs. He was, in position to score the 3rd. So first pitch to Brobst, and that's taken on the outside, ball 1. Brobst, .313 batting average, 11 runs scored, 3 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases on the year. So 1-0 coming from Nick Jansen. And that one misses on the outside this time. So Brobst ahead in this count, 2-0 against Nick Jansen. 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd, still scoreless. And Nick Jansen checks up. Hunter Hanks back over at first base. Jansen at Kalamazoo this season, a ERA of 3.0 even. His sophomore season with the Hornets, 2-0. And that one finds the zone outside corner of the plate, called strike 1. Moves the ball to count to 2 balls, 1 strike. And Jacob Brobst trying to put the Chinooks in the lead here. Or at least kind of keep this inning going. Get back to the top of the order. 2-1 the count, the pitch. And Brobst on the hit and run. He's going to pop that one up into foul ground, and it's going to drop before Scooter Bynum can get there. So the count goes to 2-2. The Ohio State Buckeye, Jacob Brobst. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. Nick Jansen looks over at first, and he's going to check Hunter Hanks back again. And Kalamazoo plays in Division III. 2-2 pitch. And that one's fouled off again. So the count stays 2-2. And here's a fun stat about Kalamazoo College. Kalamazoo Tennis has won its conference for 77 consecutive seasons. And Brobst takes upstairs an inside ball 3. So talk about a nice little string of success. 77-time Michigan Intercollege Athletic Champion tennis team. And Brobst fouls that one off again. So at this point, you got to start thinking, if Nick Jansen keeps pitching at this rate, how sustainable is this guy going to be? Or you're going to have to get into the Goldpanners bullpen, which has proven time and time again against the Chinooks that they are like the weakest link of this Goldpanners team. 3-2, and that's way upstairs, ball 4. So Jacob Brobst trotting over to first base with a walk, and now the Fish with runners at first and second and 1 out. Back to the top of the order with Dave Morton. Morton with the infield single his last time up. And you can hear fans cheering, "Hit it to the Northwest carpet sign." And that would certainly be a good thing.
He did it once against the Goldpanners.
Indeed, David Morton's only home run of the year, his second collegiate home run, coming against the Goldpanners about a week ago when he jacked one in the second inning over the Northwest carpet sign over in right field. 1-0 pitch to Morton, and Morton lines that one into right field, a base hit, and that's going to advance all the runners, but nobody will score, as it was a very shallow, kind of not very good contact there, but Dave Morton puts it in just the right spot, so his second base hit of the game. Another multi-hit day for David Morton, and we're just in the second inning. So Matt Ferrudo to the plate. Ferrudo, his last time up, grounded out into a fielder's choice. And the Chinooks, yet again, for the second time in 2 innings, have the bases loaded with 1 out against Nick Jansen. First pitch to Matt Ferrudo, and that's taken on the outside, ball 1. Matt Ferrudo, the UAB Blazer. 272 batting average on the season coming into today's contest. 1-0 the count in the pitch. And that one's low, ball 2. So Nick Jansen struggling to find the zone yet again, falling behind in this count 2-0 to Matt Ferrudo. And Ferrudo takes ball 3.
He's getting squeezed, and Jansen just has not been able to find a rhythm or a consistent spot to get strike calls.
3-0 the count to Matt Ferrudo. And he takes upstairs, ball 4, and the first run of the ball game in Hunter Hanks trots home. Nick Jansen walking with the bases loaded to put the Chinooks on the board, 1-0. They lead this game. And now with 1 out and the bases loaded, Cam Baronic to the plate, and there's going to be a mound visit for the Goldpanners as things look like they're starting to get going in their bullpen. Jansen really unable to find the zone so far today. So Cam Baronic's going to trot over and talk to the manager, Jordan Vieira. This will be the last Alaska Baseball League game that Vieira will manage in. He'll be there tomorrow for the Scout Showcase, and I'm not exactly sure what time he leaves on Saturday, but he has to go back to Texas as his next venture awaits a new job in Texas. He'll be coaching football and baseball, also a new teaching job. So nothing the count. Cam Baronic to the plate. Bases loaded. First pitch from Jansen is outside in the dirt, ball 1. Baronic, he walked his last time up. You wouldn't mind doing it again. 1-0. And that one just finding the outside corner of the plate for a strike. Evens the count up. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1-0 Chinooks. And the base is loaded here in the bottom of the second. Jansen sets, delivers. And that one missing on the outside. Fastball.
Home plate umpire has been very consistent upon that call all night. Jansen trying to go back and get it each time, but hasn't been able to get the call.
2-1. And Veronic fouls that one back. Big swing there. But did not get the entire thing. So 2-2 the count on Cam Veronic. 269 batting average on the year. 17 runs scored. And he has not played in all the Chinooks games this year, but has been the main catalyst for their success. Here comes the 2-2, and Veronic pops that one into center field for a base hit. Coming home to score is Jacob Brooks. Rounding third is David Morton. There's going to be a play at the plate, but it's cut off. And Matt Ferrudo going home, and they're going to get him. So the pitcher cut off the throw from center field, so 2 runs score from the Chinooks. And then as they try to get Cam Veronic going to second, Matt Ferrudo tries to make the advance, but they just turn, throw it home, and an easy tag at the plate for Rene Martinez. But a 2 RBI single for Cam Veronic puts the Chinooks in the lead in this game 3-0. And now Tyler Boxwell to the plate with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. As Jordan Vieira tries to fix third base, which it looks like it became undone. So we're going to get back in action here just after they can fix third base. But the Chinooks getting on the board early, a 3-0 lead here quickly. We've played just 2 innings, and like you said, Garrett, Jansen seems to, he's not missing by much a lot of the time. Like you said, he's going for that right off the plate strike, but the Chinooks hitters being very disciplined and the umpire rewarding that. You know, he just hasn't budged on that call. He set his strike zone early, and you know, if Cam Jansen can't make an adjustment, which he has not, it's going to be a very, very short outing for the lefty out of Kalamazoo College in Kalamazoo, Michigan. But we're going to pause for a second as they try to fix third base. So 2 outs, 3-0 Chinooks. A runner on first, Tyler Boxwell. You are listening to Chinooks Radio. And Chris Beck working magic as he usually does, fixing third base over there. So now with a runner on first and 2 outs here in the bottom of the second, Tyler Boxwell to the plate. First pitch to Boxwell taken low and inside for a ball. So the count 1-0. The Chinooks' first 3 runs of this game were a bases-loaded walk from Nick Jansen and then an RBI single, scoring 2 off the bat of Cam Veronic. 1-0 coming to Tyler Boxwell, and that one bounces in the dirt, blocked there by Rene Martinez, but moves the count to 2-0. And there is action in the Goldpanner bullpen. No surprise there. Baranek taking his lead at first. The 2-0 pitch coming here, and a swing and a miss there from Boxwell. 2 balls, 1 strike. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning, the score 3-0 in favor of the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Jansen, the lefty, checks Baranek back up at first again, keeping Baranek close to the bag, and not entirely a bad decision. Baranek has speed, and he goes there. The hit and run is on, and that's going to get in. But the second baseman, Andrew Carrillo, speedy, moving over there to pick up the ground ball deep in the hole and turning and throwing it to Austin Bush at first for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Chinooks, 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 man left aboard, and after 2 innings, the score is 3-0 in favor of the Fish. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to Chinooks Radio. And we are in the top of the 3rd inning here at Lee Jordan Field. The score 3-0 in favor of the Fish over the Alaska Goldpanners. Braxton Wilkes out for his 3rd inning of work. First batter is Malik Jones, and Braxton Wilkes' first pitch taken on the outside, ball 1. Malik Jones from UC Bakersfield. He takes that fastball from Braxton in the zone and called strike 1. Jones comes into the game batting .125 on the year. And he fouls that pitch off, moves the count to 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out here in the top of the 3rd inning. The pitch from Wilkes. And that's fouled again by Malik Jones. And Braxton Wilkes had a good amount of time to sit down as the Chinooks put up 3 runs in the bottom of the 2nd, but he's back out here in the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tyler Boxwell couldn't make the catch, but throws it over to Holt Davis at first for the out. So Braxton Wilkes' first strikeout of the day comes against Malik Jones, and now 1 down here in the top of the 3rd. And now up to the plate, Riley Roberts, the first baseman from Fullerton College. Not to be confused with Cal State Fullerton, the team that made the College World Series. No, Fullerton College. So first pitch from Braxton Wilkes to Riley Roberts. And that one just finds the outside corner of the zone for a called strike. So 0-1. The pitch. And that's grounded right back to the pitcher, Wilkes. He's going to run over and toss it to Holt Davis for the 2nd out of this inning. So 2 up, 2 down. And Braxton Wilkes has sat down the last 6 Alaska Goldpanners he has seen.
Seen the minimum as well.
And he's seen the minimum after allowing the hit to Casalado in the first inning, but quickly getting the double play there. So 2 down, and Anthony Seminaris. First pitch from Wilkes, a fastball in the zone, a called strike. 0-1, and that one's lifted into deep left field, but Cam Baronic says no problem. Under it, makes the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. Oh, another 1-2-3 inning for Braxton Wilkes, and we have played 2.5 innings here. And it's still 3-0 Chinooks, the Goldpanners in the top of the 3rd with no runs on no hits, nobody left aboard. And here we are. And this is the last game that the Chinooks will play in the Alaska Baseball League before they head into All-Star Weekend. And let's just go over how that's going to look for the Fish. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock in the afternoon Alaska time, the Chinooks are going to take on the Matsu Miners at Mulcahy. That's going to be a 7-inning game, and the first of 2 games that they'll play in the Scouts Showcase. Now, those games they're not going to count for our record, or at least our league record, towards the division, towards the championship, so on and so forth. But it's a great opportunity for the boys to get out in front of all like the major league scouts. In the past, most major league teams, if not all of them, have been represented. Most teams will send their Northwest scouts out to Mulcahy to see what talent this league has to offer. So they'll play the Miners tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and then I believe it's going to be at 4 o'clock on Saturday that the Fish will take on the Goldpanners in the second game of the Scout Showcase. The goal of those, all the pitchers, all the hitters, going to get some reps in front of the MLB Scouts. And then Sunday is the Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game. Those festivities start off with the Home Run Derby. And the Chinooks will send 2 representatives out there to try to defend their team crown as Home Run Derby champions. Of course, Garrett will remember Jackson Kramer, Caleb Potter's teammate of the University of West Virginia, taking that title home last year for the Fish. And then at 7 o'clock at Mulcahy, the Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game.
Batting the Chinooks, number 55, Holt Davis.
But now we head into the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Holt Davis to start things off for the Fish as they lead 3-0 in this contest over the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks. First pitch to Holt Davis is popped up, foul ground, out of play. Davis, his last time up, went down swinging in that first inning where the Chinooks were unable to capitalize on bases loaded, 1 out. Of course, they loaded the bases with 1 out again in the second, and that went significantly more successfully. So 0-1 the count. Jansen sets, delivers, and Davis fouls that one off again over the screen. 0-2. Kalamazoo's Nick Jansen versus the UAB Blazer Holt Davis. 0-2 the count, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Davis goes down swinging for the second time today, and now there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning for Caleb Potter. Caleb Potter. He flew out to first base his last time up. The first baseman, Roberts, kind of scooping it off the ground. And the first pitch to Potter finds the zone on the outside corner for a called strike. Outside corner has been a theme for both the pitchers tonight. I feel like a broken record. 0-1. And that one's low. Evens the count up. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Potter from West Virginia University just finished up his freshman year with the Mountaineers. And the 1-1 pitch from Nick Jansen. Low again, moves the count to 2-1. Potter, a big-time power threat. And he fouls that one back so hard that it knocked off the mask of the home plate umpire. Fouled that right back. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count on the right fielder from Mentor, Ohio. So Ohio versus Michigan, kind of. 2-2. Curveball fouled back. Potter staying alive in this at-bat. Potter on the season. Came in batting 167, 3 RBIs, 2 doubles. Nursing a elbow injury as he watches that one bounce low in the dirt and the count full against Caleb Potter. He just got plunked back in the first of the 2 game set against the Glacier Pilots. Actually had to come out of the game. Some significant swelling. 3-2, and Potter pops that one foul out of play. So Caleb Potter working Nick Jansen, if nothing else, and he's well over 60 pitches. Through just 2 1/3 innings of working. Rain starting to come down a little harder here at Lee Jordan Field, and Potter lifts that one up on the infield. Coming in is the second baseman, Andrew Carrillo, who makes the grab for the second out of the inning. So 2 down for Will Bass. And by far the most successful inning that Nick Jansen has had by about a mile. And that with the rain coming. You got to be thinking if you're the Chinooks, just try to get this one over with. They hold a 3-0 lead, and you need 5 for it to be an official game if the rain really starts to come in.
With the lead, they'll only have to get through 5 or 4.5. Really,
yeah.
Middle of the 5th would be official. I think both sides will be in accordance on that.
A swing and a miss there. Will Bass getting a piece of that one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. Will Bass, his father, Brad Bass, in attendance. He's a former manager in the Alaska Baseball League. For the AIA Fire back in 2006, pitched to Bass, and he fouls that one back towards the Chinook stands. Moves the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs here as the rain starts to come down a little bit harder. One and 2. And Jansen misses there on the outside, so 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nick Jansen versus Will Bass. The pitch. And Bass gets a piece of that one, fouling it back into the screen and staying alive in this at-bat. Nick Jansen. Easy at-bats for him have come few and far between so far this evening. So Jansen shakes off the catcher, but time is called. As the bullpen looks like it's going to come back to the dugout. They don't want to get wet. The pitch. And breaking ball just misses on the same spot that Nick Jansen keeps missing on. And you got to think to yourself, come on, man. The umpire's not going to budge on that zone. He hasn't, and he won't. 3 and 2. And Bass fouls that one again, so he stays alive. And this seems like one of the couple marathon at-bats that we had yesterday, where it just seemed like the batter was just going to keep tipping him until he got something he wanted. But Will Bass rips that one into right field, but chasing and getting under it is Scooter Bynum. He makes the 3rd out of the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 3rd for Nick Jansen. And after 3 innings of play, the score is 3-0 in favor of the Fish. We're going to step off for a second, but we'll be right back. You are listening to Chinooks Radio. Do not go anywhere.
Rene Martinez, leadoff hitter in the Fairbanks order, will come up and hit against Braxton Wilkes for the second time tonight. He flew out to right his first time up. First offering from Wilkes, going to be a bit low to Rene Martinez for ball one. Martinez out of El Camino, Compton.
And you'd think, so 1-2-3 inning would be great here.
First, the 1-0. Downstairs goes to 2-0. 3-0 ball game between the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks and the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks. And another exciting evening of Alaska Baseball League action. And Martinez with a weak pop-up to third base. Will Bass under it and makes the catch just inside the bag for the first out of the inning. So Braxton Wilkes has seen the minimum so far through now 10 hitters. Evan Castellato, who's at the plate right now, did single back in the first inning, but he was erased on a unassisted double play by the first baseman, Holt Davis, and Wilkes grooves that one a little bit low for ball one to Castellato. From UC Irvine, his first time he has seen the Chinooks. Squares the bunt, pulls back, but it's a strike. But Braxton Wilkes went 3 scoreless innings against the Goldpanners on June 16th. That was in Fairbanks. That one's on the outside part of the plate for a strike to Castellato. Moves it to a 1-2 count.
I hope that the Abilene Christian coaching staff appreciates what they're getting.
Absolutely. I don't know how much he'll be used as a pitcher, but they do have a quality product no matter what. Here's the 2-2, and that's in the dirt, blocked by Boxwell. And, of course, the same thing with UAB. You know, you have to consider some of that with Luke Eichste. Luke is signed as an outfielder, but he has not touched a bat in game action yet. Here's the 2-2, and Castellato with a weak ground ball to the first baseman, Holt Davis. He picks it up and will tag Castellato on the way by. That'll be out number 2.
Yeah, who's not a two-way player that will be going into a new college team this year? C.J. Livington, not a two-way player, but got some. Doesn't really matter. His presence is on the mound. Just don't give him a bat.
Yep. Well, guys like Jamie Ball, he isn't primarily an outfielder, but getting some more pitching this year. There's a breaking ball from Braxton Wilkes. The first pitch to Andrew Carrillo is in there. Carrillo lined out to first base, ended up being a double play. Carrillo has had some success against the Chinooks this year. He's 4 of 12 through the 4 games he's played against them. That's fouled back. Up and over.
Andrew Carrillo having a lot of assists against everyone in the Alaska baseball league.
He's hitting .348, by far the best hitter on this team. And not a big guy at all. Carrillo just 5'8", 165 at 10. Cal State Chico. Formerly Azusa Pacific. That's downstairs. Makes it a 1-2 count. But Carrillo jumping from D2 to D2 programs. So here's the 1-2 offering from Braxton Wilkes. It's in the dirt, swing, and he fouls it off, gets a piece of Tyler Boxwell as he blocks it. So it'll stay a 1-2 count. So Carrillo will have another shot to extend this inning. But if you are anyone in attendance at this one, it just has the sense that the weather is the third opponent on this ball diamond tonight. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Carrillo releases that down the left field line, but it'll hook foul among the Chinooks bullpen. And we'll stay at 1-2. There have been showers around the area for much of the afternoon. Did get a little bit in pregame about 5:30. And then here we are just past the 8 o'clock hour with a steady shower. And Carrillo is going to call time. Still on a 1-2 count, 2 gone for the Goldpanners. We would have to get through at least 2 more half innings for it to be an official game. And Carrillo rolls it to shortstop. Hunter Hanks with it. Throw on the first. Dug out by Holt Davis on the other end. And that'll be the third out of the inning. So we head to the bottom of the 4th with a 3-0 lead in favor of the Chinooks. So Braxton Wilkes has gone through 4 innings facing the minimum. And right now we'll have a chance to look at the out-of-town scoreboard. There is still no update on the game in Anchorage. There are lots of showers, however. The farther south you go, and they're starting to creep into this area. As the state of Alaska, their weather system, very hard to predict at times. It's a much, much more complex system than it is in the lower 48.
Absolutely.
But a lot more valleys and mountains to atone for. But certainly some showers in our area, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes the rest of the way. But right now, looking at the base reflectivity on us right now, it's moving up into our area. So we might only have a chance to get through these next 2 innings. And we'll see. I'm sure we'll stick it out as long as we can, but it looks like these showers are going to persist throughout much of the evening. It'll just be one of those, we're going to play as long as it's safe to play right now.
Well, exactly, Garrett, especially granted the matchup between these two teams not set to face each other again this season in Alaska Baseball League play. And obviously 7 hours away from each other. It's a tough one to reschedule if you can't get through the minimum.
And here's the first pitch to Hunter Hanks, and he fouls this off at the plate. And this next nugget is going to be accredited to Lucas Hamelink's mother, Susan, about our pitcher, Nick Jansen, as they both played on the same high school team in the Kalamazoo area. And Hunter Hanks grooves a pitch down the left field line. That's inside the line into the corner for extra bases, and Hunter Hanks into second base standing with his first double of the season, his second hit tonight.
And another multi-hit game for Hunter Hanks, starting to get in a groove. And you'll love to see that with the shortstop, Hanks. Just a great guy. And his fielding and his hitting starting to match up skill-wise over the past couple of games.
Now, here comes Jacob Bropes, the guy who has just been on base as much as he can. That ball is going to be in the dirt, blocked by Martinez, but not before Hunter Hanks can get to third base on the wild pitch. And right now, you can basically take a look at our mountain out often beyond the right center wall as it begins to disappear a little bit. With the rain up there. As we are kind of in a race to the 5th inning. That's going to be down in the dirt, blocked by Martinez again. And control from Nick Jansen's been an issue, but, with these showers, it's not going to be any easier. So Jansen, the southpaw, peers over the mid. Now he comes set with the sign. The 2-0 to Bropes in the dirt, blocked by Martinez again. Infield drawn in for the Goldpanners. So 3-0 against Jacob Bropes, has a chance to get on board yet again. He was on base all 4 times last night. Takes a strike all the way there on 3-0.
Got to give some credit, Garrett, to the hometown Chugiak fans who are still here, sporting their umbrellas and their rain jackets just to support these fish.
Got to wait it out for the win. The 3-1 hits hard to the second baseman, Andrew Carrillo, but it's going to sneak into right field for an RBI single for Jacob Bropes, and that brings home Hunter Hanks. Give Jacob Bropes his 4th RBI this season in the 4th run of the night for the Chinooks. And that brings up David Morton.
And Jacob Bropes, get your name out there, right? A guy with 2 career college hits. The summer going into his senior year says, hey, look at me. I'm hitting over 300 in one of the best summer leagues in America.
First offering to David Morton downstairs for ball number 1.
I'm the coaches at Ohio State. This is a guy you look at what the season he's having here in Chugiak. Start thinking about him in a spot for an everyday outfielder position back in Columbus during the regular season.
Very well could be. 1-0 to Morton. A little bit low, 2-0. Nick Jansen. Not having a memorable night on the hill for the Goldpanners. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Morton. On the outside part of the plate for a strike. Goes to 2-1. And the rain getting a little more steady. And now action continues in the Goldpanners bullpen. 2-1 to Morton outside, 3-1. Chinooks loaded the bases up in each of the first 2 innings of this one, getting 3 runs in the second, none in the first. Then they went 1-2-3 in the third, and now they're back at it in the fourth. 3-1 pitch to David Morton. Hits it sharply to center field in the air. There's the center fielder, Evan Castellato, under it and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So back to the number 2 man on the order, and Matt Ferrudo. Ferrudo walked in the first run of the ball game. In the second, got credit with the RBI. He now has 14 to lead the Chinooks. Coming out to the mound is pitching coach Chris Smith, and he will take the baseball from Lucas Hameling's high school teammate at Gull Lake High School in Richland, Michigan, Nick Jansen, and his day is done for the Goldpanners. He does have a runner out there at first base. We'll get a new pitcher up there for the Goldpanners. We'll figure out who it is, and we'll be right back with you. We'll be back on Chinooks Radio. Matt Ferrudo standing in. He will hit with 1 out. And a runner at first base. That runner goes. Jacob Brobst. The pitch misses outside, and Brobst is going to be caught stealing, it appears. Yes, he is. There's the final call on it. And Brobst, the second out of the inning.
Ball 1.
So it'll be a 1-0 count on Ferrudo. Here it comes. And Cardona fires an outside 2-0. Jose Cardona at Concordia Irvine for the Goldpanners. Did start one of the games against the Chinooks when we played in Fairbanks. That pitch is on the outside corner. Makes it a 2-1 count against Ferrudo. Cardona coming into action with an 0-2 record and a 2.04 ERA. Pretty respectable mark for the right-hander. And Ferrudo laces that one in the deep center, but under it is Evan Castellato. He makes the catch for the third out in the bottom of the fourth inning. And that could have been some of the best news we've had so far. But the Chinooks grab another run, lead 4-0. Top of the fifth inning we go. This next half inning is all we need for an official ball game.
All we need.
We'll be right back with more Alaska Baseball League action here in Chugiak. Austin Bush will lead off the top of the fifth inning for the Goldpanners. Need to get through this inning. And then it would be an official game. Braxton Wilkes has gone the whole length for the Chinooks and faced the minimum. First pitch to Austin Bush. Hits the inside part of the plate for a strike. Bush went 2 for 4 with a pair of doubles the last time the Goldpanners came to Chugiak, and he waves and misses at a big arcing curveball from Braxton Wilkes to go down 0-2. So Wilkes into his windup. Here's the 0-2 to Bush. Outside just a bit. Goes to 1-2.
Trying to get Bush to chase there.
Chinooks and the Goldpanners, a pair of last place teams. First time we've said that one all year. And Bush looking silly on a big curveball from Braxton Wilkes. Goes down swinging for just the second strikeout of the evening for Braxton Wilkes. Now brings up J.D. Hearn. Hearn playing third base, 2 for 3 against the Chinooks back on their game on July the 8th. Hitting 241 overall. Takes that one down and in for ball 1. Just 1 out, top of the fifth inning. Again, we say 2 more out to it. Get us to an official game. And that might be all we get through. At least trying to get through 7. That's fouled off to the right side and out of play. As the Fish are trying to snap a 4-game losing streak at the hands of the Miners and the Glacier Pilots. Losing 2 to the Miners and 2 to their division rival in Anchorage. And there's a swing and a miss by Hearn. And that has put the Chinooks down into last place in the division by half a game, barring the result of tonight's game between the Chinooks and Goldpanners and then in Anchorage. And that's downstairs. 2-2 moves the count with J.D. Hearn. If the Oilers get the best of the Pilots tonight and the Chinooks hold this lead against the Panners, those teams will go back to how they were before yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
And then the Panners looking like they will not have a chance to defend their title again. Outside from Wilkes, runs the count full. Panners having a great run. One of the most storied franchises in this league, but just having a year where that's not the case. Outside, ball 4. First walk of the night by Braxton Wilkes goes to J.D. Hearn. That brings up Scooter Bynum. And Braxton Wilkes in danger of losing the minimum so far.
Yeah, Garrett, and now Scooter Bynum to the plate, and you've got to think that something had to have happened. And maybe it's the loss of the manager, Mike Rahovic, but the Goldpanners just unable to bring in the same level of talent that they've been able to in the past.
Just hasn't been as an attractive place to play. It's been playing Anchorage or playing Matsu. There's a pickoff play to first. That's going to be outside, or going to be not in time to get Hearn.
And, the Miners with Ben Taylor, their manager, got all the major league scouting. He's the scout for the Royals. Yep. They have great facilities, a great area, or you can go up to Fairbanks and 7-hour bus rides. And
the stolen base by Hearn, and he will get third on the air.
And as much as the Matsu Miners, beat up on us, I will give them credit. They are a very professionally run organization, very well run, great facilities, great people, nice stadium. Class act.
1-1 count against Scooter Bynum. Goldpanners with a run 90 feet away against Braxton Wilkes. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and Bynum hits that one into left field. Coming in, making the catch head high is Cameron Baronic, and he throws a BB to home plate. Keeping at third is Hearn. So 2 down for Malik Jones. And Malik, the younger brother of former Peninsula Oiler Miles Jones, who won the Alaska Baseball League Gold Glove Award last year as the best defender. Playing shortstop with the Goldpanners, just a great talent. Now playing with the Rockies organization, rookie ball, drafted in the 13th round this last year. And Malik takes that one on the outside part of the plate for a strike, and then he hits the next pitch he sees into shallow right field. Coming in is Caleb Potter. He makes the catch and retires the side. So we will head to the bottom of inning number 5. The Chinooks with a 4-0 lead. And it looks like we will. Well, the Panners defense slow coming out. So we'll take a quick break. Looks like we're going to play the bottom of the 5th. We'll be right back here on your home for Chinooks baseball. Cameron Baronic to the plate in the bottom of inning number 5 in a Loretta French Park. About the most light you see is on the scoreboard and my computer screen. So here's the first offering from Jose Cardona. An outside ball 1 to Cameron Baranek. Baranek with a 2-run single. His last time up had a walk in the first inning. Cardona is ready. Here's the 1-0 to Baranek upstairs. 2-0 goes the count. As rain has been the story tonight, Chinooks and the Goldpanners might only have a game that lasts a few more innings, let alone minutes. There's a strike from Cardona. Baranek offered a little bit, but we'll see. Rain moving all the way up the Cook Inlet. Here's the 2-1. Baranek hits that one off into the bat. And we'll go foul over the third base side of the dugout. I think our umpires are trying to get through at least this 5th inning. We could possibly go 7. But this is going to be a wet evening in South Central Alaska. 2-2 offering to Baranek. Bounces in there to Rene Martinez. And right now, Andrew, it's just getting the infield will certainly soak this up. But Chris Beck putting on some drying agent on the mound between innings to keep the footing for Cardona for at least this inning. Payoff pitch to Baranek, fouled off behind the plate. Through this one, 4 runs on 6 hits and error for the Chinooks. Goldpanners, no runs, a hit. The 1 hit came in the top of the first inning, but that one was erased on a double play, unassisted by Holt Davis. Here's the payoff pitch to Baranek, and that's low and away, ball 4. So Baranek aboard to lead off the bottom of inning number 5. Brings up Tyler Boxwell. Holt Davis will follow.
Batting for your Chinooks, number 15, Tyler Boxwell.
As we will see Boxwell, 0 for 1 officially, does have a walk. Hitting .231 coming into play. Has collected multiple hits in 3 different ball games. Takes the first pitch, a strike to the Stephen F. Austin catcher. Boxwell also has 7 walks this year, picking up his 8th in the first inning. Throw back to first. Back in time is Baranek. As tomorrow it'll be a busy weekend in the big city. Scout showcase at Mulcahy Field. Triple headers. And that's going to be outside on the 0-1 pitch, so that makes it a 1-1 count. A triple header Friday and Saturday. 1 o'clock game, 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock starts. Another throw over the first. Baranek is back safely. Chinooks and Miners will kick it off tomorrow at 1 o'clock, 4 p.m. start between the Oilers and the Goldpanners. And then the Bucks and the Pilots with the nightcap. The 1-1 pitch to Boxwell outside, 2-1. The following day, the Chinooks will play in the middle game. They'll play at 4 o'clock against the Goldpanners. Miners and Pilots will play the 1 o'clock. And the Bucks and Oilers will play the 7 p.m. And that's hit and foul ground by Boxwell. There was the third baseman, J.D. Hearn, makes a great play. Tagging and heading to second is Cameron Baranek. That is heads-up base running by Cameron Baranek on the move. On the foul ball that gets Hearn well off the bag.
Gotta love the way that Cam Baranek plays. Just 110% all the time.
Standing in, Holt Davis. Davis over 2, a pair of strikeouts. But, of course, the sports scene tomorrow will really heat up. Major League Baseball's back in action. Thank goodness, after seems like the longest 2 days of the year.
And the New York Mets are 5 games above 500. Storyline.
There is the pitch outside to Holt Davis. Can't forget about the British Open. If you want to get up early and catch some golf, you know I'm going to.
You golf yourself, Garrett? You play?
A little bit.
Me too.
A little bit. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Holt Davis. And that's going to be low and inside, ball 2. My brother, big golfer in high school, went on the University of Findlay to golf.
Ah. that in Ohio?
Holds just about every record in our high school. But yes, Findlay is in Ohio. Only played for a couple of years, though, collegiately before realizing that playing a college sport is already a full-time job as it is. Davis hits a weak chopper to third base. Up with it is J.D. Hearn with the bare hand grab. The throw is not in time. Baronic will advance to third. An infield single for Holt Davis. So Holt Davis gets aboard with an infield hit. Runners at the corners for Caleb Potter. Potter, a guy
Batting for the Chinooks, number 32, Caleb Potter.
that will most likely represent the Chinooks in the home run derby on Sunday afternoon. Try to keep that crown with West Virginia University. Potter will put on a show during batting practice. One of the reasons they get here early. So Potter will stand in, runners at the corners, one out against Jose Cardona. The first offering, and Potter hits a high pop-up. Shallow on the infield. Infield fly roll not being called, but there to make the catch is the second baseman, Andrew Carrillo, for the second out of the inning. Runners hold at the corners for Will Bass. Bass today, a couple of flyouts to right field. He barreled up a ball in the bottom of the third that looked like it was going to be extra bases. Will getting to play in front of his head coach at Wayland Baptist and his father, Brad, who made the trip up here. And he hits this one the other way towards left. There is Seminaris, reaches up, makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And we have played 5 full innings, the Chinooks and the Goldpanners. As the Chinooks holding a 4-0 lead through 5 innings. We'll be back with more Alaska Baseball League action here on the home of the Chinooks, Chinooks Radio.
For the Goldpanners, number 12, Riley Roberts.
To the 6th inning we go. Riley Roberts, Anthony Seminaris, and Renee Martinez due up for the Goldpanners against Braxton Wilkes. Wilkes winds it up his first offering, squaring the bunt, and pulling back for ball 1 is Riley Roberts. Roberts grounding out to Wilkes back in the 3rd inning. He's 0 for 1 on the day. 0 for now 14 against Chinooks pitching. Takes a strike right there from Wilkes. Today, Braxton Wilkes has probably been the silent X factor in this one, going 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk. And he fires a pitch a little bit low, moves the count to 2-1. And he has kept the Goldpanners off the board today. A very successful start again. The Chinooks pitching staff, quality starts, night in and night out. There's a ground ball. We're to the right side to go be a seeing eye single into right field for Riley Roberts. So second hit of the night for the Goldpanners comes from their first baseman. And that'll bring up Anthony Seminaris, playing in just his second game with the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks. 0 for 3 with an RBI just last night in the doubleheader against the Anchorage Bucks. Then the Goldpanners left Fairbanks at 9 a.m. this morning Coming all the way down to Chugiak, almost a 7-hour bus ride. But the Goldpanners, they get a nice charter bus and can sleep most of the way here. So Braxton Wilkes, base runner aboard. That's Riley Roberts. He's away from first. The pitch from to Seminaris is fouled off behind us. And full of anticipation this weekend, we'll see some of the best players in the league in action in front of professional scouts at Mulcahy Field. There is a pitch on the inside part of the plate for a strike. As everyone trying to keep their cleats clear of mud. The bat's wiped off and their hands clean as well. Ground ball to second base. Matt Friedel has it. Underhand flip to second for one. Hunter Hanks relay gets him. 4-6-3 twin killer for the Chinooks on the infield. The 24th time they have turned a double play this season, and the 34th double play that the Goldpanners have grounded into. Now brings up the leadoff hitter, Rene Martinez, 0 for 2 with a couple of pop-ups. Martinez hitting .279, a very solid .279. Could be a candidate to play in the All-Star game for the American division. It's a lazy fly ball in the shallow right center. Coming in and making the catch is David Morton, and that retires the side. Middle of the sixth inning we go. The Chinooks leading the Goldpanners by a score of 4-0. We're going to step off and take a quick break here as you're listening to Chinooks Radio. New pitcher on the hill for the Goldpanners. It is right-hander John Schreiber. 6'3", 200 pounds. Schreiber working third base side of the rubber. He'll face Hunter Hanks, Jacob Ropes, and then David Morton fires up and away, ball one. John goes to the University of Northwestern Ohio in Lima, Ohio. The UNOH Racers. Here's the 1-0. And Hanks hits this one softly towards first base. Picking it up is Riley Roberts. He takes it to the bag himself for the out.
Garrett, I heard they have a pretty good bowling team.
They do have a pretty good bowling team, but you know what they're known for is motorsports. One
Really?
of the best motorsports programs in the country in terms of technicians and performance. They have their own race team that works every weekend, goes around the country. There is a local speedway, Lima Land Speedway in Lima, where a lot of those guys will compete as well. First pitch to Jacob Ropes in there for a called strike. To the Ohio State Buckeye, not too far from Lima. Ohio State also has a campus in Lima. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Schreiber, and that's in the inside part of the plate for a strike. This year for the Racers, Schreiber went 36 innings, struck out 40. He had a 2.25 ERA, was 7-1 as a starter. There was a pitch outside 1-2. As actually that was his freshman year. This year his sophomore season. They compete at the NAIA level. Ropes fouls off the 1-2, gets out of play. The Racers, they were 45-15 on the baseball diamond this season. They ended the magical run that could have been for the Masters College. Here's the 1-2 from Schreiber, breaking ball. And that's going to hit the inside part of the plate for a strike and be the third strike against Jacob Probst. So he goes down looking a rare strikeout for Jacob Probst. Brings up David Morton. But the opening round, UNOH knocked off the Masters College, and then former Chinook Brett Collins and his Vanguard Lions knocked them out of contention. And Brett Collins, that young man had a birthday yesterday, so happy 21st birthday to Brett Collins, former Chinook on last year's club. Great guy, playing at Vanguard out in California. Yeah, you want to talk about Patrick Cromwell being the California kid. Brett Collins gets very, very, very close second for him, and eerily resemblance to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well,
It really does.
That'll work out for you in the long run, right?
First offering to Dave Morton and bunts a pitch down the third base side and out of play.
Still waiting for people to say, I look like DiCaprio. I mean, I think so.
Yeah. Against John Schreiber this year in competition, batters hit just 144. And I'm sure guys like John Papadix and Stephen Carcani are very aware of that after getting a chance to see him in the NAIA World Series. That's hit the other way towards left, gets down for a single, and the third hit of the day for David Morton. All of a sudden, have a day, Dave, from Cincinnati.
He tends to do that. Like, when he doesn't usually just get one hit. He'll get like 3 hit and 2 hit days, and then he'll take a couple loafers and another 2 hit day. If he's seeing the ball, he's seeing the ball, let me tell you.
It really does. Here comes Matt Fruto, a guy who played his collegiate baseball, or his summer collegiate baseball in Lima for the Lima Locos of the Great Lakes Collegiate League last summer. Interesting fact about the University of Northwestern Ohio, outside from their racer representative here in Alaska, John Schreiber, for ball 1 to Fruto. They have an all-turf surface. The infield, where the infield grass would be, or actually not the grass, but the dirt. That pitch outside 2-0, like at Mulcahy Field, the brown surface where the bases would be represented and all that. Is it brown in UNOH? No, it does not look like dirt. It is. They took a page out of the Boise State book.
Oh gosh.
And painted and have a maroon infield. It's very, very odd at first, but you get used to it. 2-1 with 2 outs against Matt Fruto. John Schreiber, he's from Rockwood, Michigan. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Schreiber delivers high, 3-1, and it's getting very dark here in Chugiak. So it'll be questionable whether we can go much farther. There is some opening in the clouds to the west, but that's not where it's coming out of. There is a strike on the outside part of the plate, 3-2. So when the scoreboard lights are the only thing really illuminating the ball field, it's going to be a tough go of it. And just going to chalk this one up to another rainy night in Alaska. Haven't had much rain all summer. Tell you what, this field really could use it. Here's the payoff pitch to Fruto. A swing and a miss. He goes down swinging, and that'll close the 6th inning. And we'll head to the 7th with a 4-0 lead for the Chinooks. We'll be right back with more Alaska Baseball League action.
back here in Chugiak, going into what would be the top of the 7th, but they're calling it now. Tarp is on. We are not sure as of now from our standpoint whether this is going to be marked as an official game or they're going to try to finish it up on another day, but we'll give you word just as we get it. So stay tuned for just a minute. We'll be back for the post-game show or the post-whatever show in just a second. So as you may have just seen on your screens, Chris Beck coming up to us and saying that is final. It is an official game. The final score: Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks 4, Alaska Goldpanners nothing. Braxton Wilkes with 6 innings of scoreless baseball here, and the Chinooks completing the season sweep of the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks. And I can't tell you this for a fact, but I am pretty certain that this is the first time in Chinook or AIA baseball history that they have grabbed a season sweep of the Goldpanners. So the Chinooks moving to 14-16 on the season, heading into the All-Star break, and we'll be back here tomorrow at 1 o'clock against the Matsu Miners. Garrett, any last words here? Or are you just trying to go somewhere warm?
I think it's get somewhere dry and get somewhere warm, get some rest, and I mean, just a good ball game by and by, for the hitters. I mean, Hunter Hanks and Dave Morton collect 5 hits total, just between those two guys. Just that's most of the hits tonight. Holt Davis got aboard with a hit. Jacob Ropes drove in a run with a single as well, and Cameron Baronic got a couple of RBIs on a single too. So I mean, it's just one of those games where, hey, I mean, guys contributed in the short amount of time that they were allotted.
So that is all she wrote here tonight. 4-0. Chinooks the final score. The win's going to go to Braxton Wilkes. Like you said, 3 hits for Morton, 2 hits for Hanks. And that is the recipe for Chinook success. Grabbing hits all over the order here tonight. So we're going to sign out, but tune in tomorrow, 1 p.m. Alaska Daylight Time, as the Chinooks taking on the Matsu Miners at Mulcahy Field, the first game that they will play in the Scout Showcase. I am Andrew Alex. He is Garrett Mansfield. And we wish you a pleasant evening wherever you may be in this world. Good night.